of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shamma-lamma ding-dong loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Boop, now a Funko Pop. No, he was on last week. He's gone now.
Hell yeah. And presenting a Funko Pop.
My name is Ryan Pfeiffer and I'm Mr. Boop.
My name is Lisa Doop and I am Mr. Boop.
Lisa, it's Monday, November 23rd, 2020. Today we're reading the 198th ever Mr. Boop strip. That's almost my birth year.
Wow.
It's just missing a number.
Yeah.
And that other number is...
1798.
Yes. I was trying to figure out what the funniest place to put a number was. You figured it out. What happens in today's Mr. Boop?
In today's Mr. Boop, Betty gets within touching distance of Alex's fantasy.
I'm not sure I like how that's phrased. Isn't that a Ween song?
Yes.
Don't get within touching distance of my fantasy.
Yeah.
4 panels of Mr. Boop.
Ooh, that's my favorite number of panels in a Mr. Boop.
That's my...
Yes.
Has there ever been... I guess there was 3 panels that one time. If we're not counting strips with multiple pages.
There have been ones with 1 panel, and ones with 4 panels but 1 blacked out. But I don't think there's ever.
I'm
been
not
one
counting the ones that span across multiple pages, and then have like 1 black panel. I'm not counting that as like 1 panel. But I do remember one where there's just 3 panels, and then the last panel is the last space is just blank. Anyway, panel 1, Betty and Alec are embracing, they're hugging,
yes.
and we see Betty's face and the back of Alex's head. I'm trying to describe the perspective here. I guess it's not Alex's perspective. It's Alex. We're seeing it from Alex's perspective and then pulled out, so we see the back of his head.
Shoulder. It's
over Alex's shoulder.
But
Yes.
But pan back a little.
Betty has her hand outstretched. With the ring on it. Alec liked it, so he put a ring on it, and it's shimmering. It's got like little diamond shimmers around the ring, and it's in little glow lines. She's got her hand outstretched, like in that ring admiring pose, as she's looking at it with one arm around Alec.
If you guys would take a moment,
both arms around her.
If you guys would take a moment to appreciate your rings, think about the pose you're doing as you're doing that. That's what Betty's doing.
Hang on, let me put one on.
If you're not already wearing them,
I don't.
Okay. I got one when I got married to this podcast. What happened to your?
Oh, I take that one off when I'm on other podcasts.
When you're on Being Jim Davis,
yeah. This is the ring finger, right? I put a rubber band around it.
For audio listeners,
yes,
Ryan just
this is the ring finger, right?
Probably. For the audio listeners' benefit, I'm just gonna say Ryan has put up one of his fingers. It might be the ring finger, but you, the audience, get to decide how well Ryan knows the name of his fingers. Is it really the ring finger? Is it not? Write in and tell us.
What am I doing now, Lisa?
I'm not looking, but is it the middle finger? Is Is it perhaps the middle finger?
Why are you looking? Look.
Because I prefer. I wanna keep the perspective of the audience so that I can.
What am I doing, Lisa?
It's the middle finger. I bet it's the middle finger.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
No, that's what is that?
It's still the ring finger.
I've never seen that finger before in my life.
You mean you've never seen? Yeah, I grew another finger.
Listeners, Ryan has grown another finger.
No, I have not. I'm flipping her. I'm flipping her off with my ring finger, which has a rubber band around it. It actually kind of feels like I'm working out the finger by doing this because it doesn't. I think the reason people flip off with their middle finger is just it's the easiest one besides the pointer finger to put up.
In panel
it's
2,
like, well, I guess the thumb's not a finger though. I don't know. The ring finger is the only one that you can't really extend. Isn't that weird?
That's pretty weird, yeah.
Like, why is it just that one finger?
I can't.
It's not even like you would think. Maybe the middle finger would be the hardest to extend because it's like in the middle, which is maybe like an awkward place.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, it's just the one that's like slightly off center. But the other one that's slightly off center is the easiest one to. That's the weirdest thing. The pointer finger is the easiest one to point, right? I would say.
And then fingers.
And then the one that's the hardest to put up, the one that's almost impossible to point, is just the one that's on the exact other side. Why is that? What's the scientific explanation for that?
I don't know.
Lisa, Google that while I keep describing this.
Okay. You get to move on, I guess.
Yeah, and you have to Google that. There's heart flies above their head. There's 3 heart flies above them. And Alec is smiling. I believe he has like crow's feet. Oh no, he's blushing. And we don't see his pupils from this angle. We just see like it's almost like anime glasses, you know, where you can't see through. Betty's also blushing as she's admiring her ring. Panel 2. So this was the flapper shot, and panel 2 is the same shot. Now she has both arms wrapped around Alec, no longer admiring the ring, and her eyes are closed. She's smiling contently. Alec's head position kind of looks weirder here, even though I think it's the exact same position, but because Betty's arms are in the way.
Mm-hmm. I figured out.
It kind of looks like he's got a hunchback a little bit.
Is. So, the every other finger other than the ring and the middle finger have specific.
This episode is called Kid Named Finger.
Yes, they have specific. They have specific muscles in them that allow you to point them, but the middle and ring finger just don't have those.
So they each. But the middle finger is like pointable.
Yeah, you can point the middle finger. That's what is it. Yeah.
To be able to like stick the ring finger up at all, you have to have the middle finger up as well.
For me, that's my pinky finger that I also have to wrap up. I can't take my,
You have to. Yeah, you have to stick up at least one finger on either side of it, and then it can go up like a little bit. I feel like it goes up more with the middle finger than the pinky finger, because when it's the pinky finger, it does like this, where it's like kind of half up.
We definitely evolved a weird way, didn't we?
Huh?
We, as a species, we've evolved pretty odd, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
how far did you get into describing this? I forget.
That's kind of most species. I got the panel too.
I mean, like, did you read the text?
No.
Okay. You should probably do that.
But like, yeah, try this at home, listeners. Try this with your fingers. See how weird it is.
If you practice piano a little bit like I do, it actually adds to the dexterity of your fingers, kind of.
Oh, to like work out though.
Really.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like it's.
Yeah.
I guess some people probably have more dexterity with their ring finger, where they can just like kind of put it up on its own, because it does feel like you're like working it out when you do this.
Pretty much any instrument though will improve your dexterity. So, hey,
Oh, you're saying playing the piano improves it?
Yeah, it improves it if you.
I thought you were saying, working this out can help you play the piano.
Oh no! If you play the
the other
piano,
way around.
yeah. Kind of same thing. But yeah, what did they say?
Betty says, "You're living in a fantasy world, Alec." And Alec looks surprised. He's no longer smiling. He's kind of frowning a little bit, and he's got 3 electoral hearts next to his head, kind of in the place of where the heart flies were. Yeah. He's got a little speech bubble.
He says, "Huh? What?"
He just says, "Huh?" And there's an electoral heart.
This is like Alex.
He says, "Huh? Huh? What?"
Alex.
Huh? Well, huh?
It feels like, as the audience, we feel like Alex's creation, I guess, of Betty is talking directly to him to contradict her existence. That's what it appears.
Or she's been playing him this whole time.
Ooh. Well, I mean, yeah, but I feel like it's sort of more like his he's feeling like his own interpretation of his fantasy world is crumbling a little due to his mental state.
And that is, I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. But another reading is maybe she's a gold digger.
Trying to drive him crazy. Panel
oh yeah. Sure. Yeah, she wants all that. She wants all that webcomic money. Ooh. He's raking in all the cash from Gumroad. She wants a piece of that.
Panel 3. It's a close up of Betty.
It's like the same shot but zoomed in. So it's just like Betty's head in the bottom right.
She has
and everything else is like cut off.
3 heart flies above her head. And
the heart flies are back.
Yes. Oh. They've returned. She says, oh, you say this because you said the previous Betty line. Whatever.
She says, "I said you're living in a fantasy world. If you thought there was a chance I wouldn't marry you." 3 electro points.
Wow. That's really... Yeah.
So it was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It wasn't what you said and it wasn't what I said.
Yeah. Do you think
it wasn't what either of us said?
Yeah. We've been misinterpreting this comic for a long time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the next panel, she says, Alex says, Betty is dead.
Betty is dead.
Dead serious about getting married to me.
That should have been the shadow synopsis.
Maybe.
Well,
4.
I guess panel 4, we see Alec. It's the other side of the close-up, basically, and he's turned his head.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, and it's the other side, but he's turned his head to be facing us now.
Yes. Which was kind of a weird way to turn. Surely you turn to face her, right? He turned his head right.
Is that what's happening here, or are we seeing it from a different angle? I'm gonna say he's turning towards us. Sort of in like a...
It's
the end
hard
of Thriller.
To get a sense of the geography of this.
Sort of like in the end of Thriller when he turns to the camera. It's kind of turns a little bit and shows his eyes. It's kind of like that.
The whole thing. I think we'd see more of Betty if it was flipped. If it was the other side.
I agree. He's grinning, not a wife face or anything, but he's grinning and he's blushing.
Well, I mean, he does. Yeah. It's soon to be a wife face, I bet.
Yeah. And he's got 3 heart flies above his head. And he's got a speech bubble.
Yes. Oh! Electro heart. Point?
Electro point.
Double electro point.
Interestingly... Never mind. I'm still gonna say it, but I want to express that this is not interesting at all.
Okay.
In the previous panel, Betty was just in like the bottom right.
Yeah.
But in this panel, Alex close-up is taking up like the entire left half of the panel. Right, I mean, switch left and right there. I messed that up.
Well, I mean, his speech bubble's smaller, so I guess he has to take up more space.
No, I think it's just because for him to, it can't be shown the same way Betty was, because Betty's head is above his, so it's still taking up, like, it's going to take up the whole half of the panel as opposed to just the corner.
Yeah, but they still could have put his head lower, right? I don't know.
I guess.
Made it more equal.
A little bit.
I mean, I feel like it's what I said. It's because, the speed bubble is smaller and he's got to take up more than she did. I mean, he could have taken up the same amount of space as Betty.
Maybe. But... well, it looks like everything's going well here.
I like the drawing of
here.
Alec in panel 2. We haven't said that we like drawings in this these strips for a while, but
yeah, because everyone looked ugly.
Wow, that's rude.
Well, they look like real life now.
What about?
And people are ugly in real life. They don't look like cartoons.
That's. Hey, I won't knock your whatever you've got going on, but sure.
What are you talking about? What do you mean what I've got going on? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just like, I don't. Oh, you got that 2D woman superiority thing.
No. This is not a preference thing. This is not a. I'm just saying, people are ugly.
Sure you are.
And cartoons are they're drawn to specifications. So they can just look all goofy and whatever, you know?
Plenty of people look all goofy and whatever. What about Rowan Atkinson?
I feel like I sound too serious.
What about Rowan Atkinson?
Huh?
What about Rowan Atkinson?
I mean, some people look like cartoons, yeah, but... I don't actually... This bit has gone too far.
The shadow synopsis reads...
The walls of irony are falling down.
You're living in an irony world, Ryan, or whatever. When's the wedding already? A lot of electro marks. Come on!
Is that that's the shadow synopsis?
Yeah. When's the wedding already? Come on!
You mean electro points?
Yeah, electro point. And then, come on, there's a lot of electro points after that. And the two comments are... To convey surprise.
You don't have to read the comments every time.
Well, I mean, I think they're interesting they're worth discussion sometime. To convey surprise / fear like
people have to go to the you know what you should do. You should read the comments, but censor every other word in post, so that people will have to subscribe to Alex's Patreon to see the comments.
I will do that.
Okay. All right, continue.
To convey surprise / fear like that in the second panel, despite viewing Alec from behind, - really, really nice.
I didn't understand any of that.
No, I didn't even. To convey...
Like every other word was censored, so I didn't know what the hell you were saying.
To convey surprise...
See, now you have to do it so that the bit works.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
But that also didn't make sense by itself. I got a vague understanding of what they were trying to say.
Oh, the comment? Yeah. I wasn't listening to it because I was planning on doing that and reacting that way.
To convey surprise / fear like that in the second panel, despite viewing Alec from behind, really, really nice. I guess it's just saying that the conveying of
I think
fear
it's just saying what you said, which is you like the drawing.
But like in broken English. And the second, I couldn't make out what it was saying, but
yeah, I couldn't either because I couldn't hear half of it.
Yeah, and then the second comment is the art starting to revert back to the previous art style in the last panel? And there's an O face.
Disagree. It looks the same as it has been.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've been saying...
What do you think?
I don't know. We've been saying for a while now that it sort of looks like that, but it's good to know...
That it looks like it's been reverting?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good to know that we have some...
I don't think I don't think it's intentional. I think it's just kind of... He draws... He put less effort into making it more. I don't think it's literally that he tries to make it more cartoony the more it goes on. I think it's literally just he spends less effort into making it look realistic.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be either way.
Yeah, I think that's where we land every time.
Yeah, well, isn't that the beauty of a discussion-based podcast?
No.
So what have we been listening to, Ryan?
You've been listening to Being Mr. Boop.
Ooh!
You can visit the show's website at www.beingmrboop.com for a full catalog of episodes and to sign up to host the podcast.
Who's the
For more
tagline
updates
for that one?
Ryan and Lisa.
That we both did that one.
For more updates, it means you have to do it too.
Ooh.
You didn't do it as loud. For more updates, follow at Mr. Boop Pod on Twitter. I'm at Candyman106 or at Semi-Sweet Stuffs for everything else I make.
Listen to Pob Aid. It's an album that I produced.
What is it? Pob 8?
Pob Aid 2022. That's POBBAID.
Why listen to Pob 8 when you can go drink a lemonade? Am I right?
Yeah, it's a tribute to some to an old friend
Named Pob.
Yeah, named Pob. He was in a server that I was in. And then he
short
asked
for Pablo.
Yeah, sure.
Like Rob Lowe.
And he asked
Pob.
One day he asked to be banned from the server. And he was banned from the server because he asked. And then
so you made a band.
We made a band because we all loved Pob.
He was banned, so you made a band.
Yes.
We
loved Pob. He hated us, genuinely didn't like being around us, asked to leave, was kicked out, and so
feels kind of like a personal story.
We made an album. We made an album about him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Go drink some lemonade.
Yeah,
and listen to that
at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good night.
Pabber son, I know this server was killing you. Oh, Pabber son, Disco Duck is poop.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/Pitch Drop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.